pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, before we go on with the meeting, I'd like to take a moment of silence in honor of all of the victims from September 11, 2001. Let roll call show all 4 aldermen, attorney, chief of police, public works director, 3 aldermen, sorry. Alderman Wright is not here tonight. And city clerk are present. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We didn't have any scheduled visitors. Does anybody have anything tonight? Mrs. McCoy, if you could come up to the podium, please.
I just wanted to check in from last month because the city engineer wasn't here, and I know we had discussed about looking into grants, and I just wanted to check and see if anything had came about.
Not grant-wise. I did go by your property tonight, and I took Alderman Hazy with me as well, so we both walked along it. Unfortunately, I mean, we don't have the money to do anything with it this year. It's not in our budget. A lot of it's on personal property, so I mean, we can't really do much anyways. I know Ray had talked about maybe digging out a ditch along the Cedar Street part of it, which may help somewhat too, because then the water will have some place to go. But I have not had a chance to speak with our city engineer to see if there's even anything we can do, possibly either.
Well, Nick, is there anything that you can think of that we could do? Just, I mean, and not for a quick fix, but for...
Well, what I tried to do when I went over there last time when you called me, I wanted to adjust the culvert pipe. I guess Pat owns the house, I don't know who lives there, but the last house before you get to 6th Street, I wanted to adjust his pipe to give you more fall from your driveway to there and get that water to get out of there.
But no, she's talking in back of her house.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the front.
No, this is in back of her house.
Oh, I thought you meant all the way down the side also. I thought you were talking about the front also.
No, this is the
Well, the
back.
front's all walked down.
Coming-
Yeah, it's
Coming down.
very problem.
Oh,
Mine
the
is
back,
not.
yeah.
He didn't want me to mess with his culvert pipe without knowing when our projected curbing was going to happen, and there really is no projection right now. So we did the best we could with your front. Now, as far as the side, it's on private property, so there's not really anything that I can do about it without obtaining easements to get in there and construct something or take care of it for you. I'm hoping next year maybe we can have Terrace work on some stormwater studies, and that is the area that we're kind of focused on first, according to what your plan was, right? We're going to start down there and kind of work that direction. So next year or so, hopefully we start coming up with some kind of plan to what we can do to resolve these issues. That's all I can really say right now.
Would that be part of the drainage off of Cedar Street that comes down through that property or not?
We'd probably have to look at that. Terrace would have to go over there and look at the Cedar Street and then come down and look at Pine Street and see if there's a connecting issue there, then yeah, we might have to obtain some easements to be able to do something about it, but without, you know, actually looking at it and figuring out what we need.
Does anybody else have anything tonight?
Just I would like to let everyone know that yesterday I had a gravel pile down at 6th Street from the Coast Guardians. It didn't have any safety barriers around it. So whenever I seen Roger Ranky with the skid steer, I looked back forward, the sun was kind of nice, and I hit that gravel pile. It kind of just blended in with the rest of the gravel. So I don't know if there's any safety that's been standards that's been set for that. Since then, but I did hurt my neck, my upper back, I put that in the report. I have not been contacted by the city's insurance company also, so I want to know where that kind of stands. And then my other one is, I brought up last meeting about our city clerk getting certified to be court clerk. That was part of her job hiring 3 years ago, I guess, whenever it was coming out. Just want to know about that. And I also would like to know how much that timer cost us, or I can request to see how much that timer cost us. Seems kind of silly I have. Seems like it was aimed at me. Clearly aimed at me to have that. That's all I have.
Does anybody else have anything they would like to add tonight? Okay. Then we'll move on to minutes. The first minutes we have are the 8/11/16 regular minutes. Does anybody have any questions, insertions, deletions, corrections to those?
Motion we accept.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The next up is the 8/11/16 executive minutes. Does anybody have any corrections, deletions, additions to those? Do I have a motion to approve?
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the executive session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The last of the minutes are the 8/15 special minutes. Any corrections, deletions, additions to those?
I make a motion we accept.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Next up is the September bills. Did anybody have any questions over court? General?
Aren't we running out of cats? Somebody has been taken down. It seems like we should be running out of cats around here.
I feel like for every one that we take down, there's like 8 more that come pop up in the city.
Oh my gosh.
Does anybody have any questions over planning and zoning? Police? Street? Sewer? Water? Or transportation? Do I have a motion to approve the September bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills for September.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Mr. Cates, do you have anything for us tonight?
No, I was able to inspect the construction of the meeting the day after the meeting. Nobody wanted to budget item
Nick?
I think everything new. We're moving along 6th Street. Justin, CMEC came in and they did all the excavating that we needed done, so that's all done. Just we're waiting on curbing and the manhole risers to do the pavement.
Mr. Lucas?
Chief and myself and Jane, we did work together and we amended the police policy manual, at least one chapter in it. Thank you for your help. I think we made some good additions. And then curb case, the city was successful in circuit court, so that was good news. I spoke with Joe yesterday regarding some of the sewer connection issues that are still outstanding, and with the board's direction, we think it would be in the city's best interest to pursue them in municipal court, request injunctive relief, and also seek general penalty under the municipal code.
That sounds so cool. Do we have to have a motion, or do we have to tell you okay, or go ahead with it, or?
A simple motion would be fine, sure.
I make a motion what Steve wants.
To go ahead with?
Yeah.
And I'll second that.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Steve, we are just so happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
Anything else for us?
Not currently, Mayor, thank you.
Chief Goodwin?
Today, we had a 911 meeting down in reference to our dispatching starting next year. This year was a agreement through Franklin County and us. What our dispatching fees are going to start next year, which is $4,500 for dispatching. This agreement was wrote by Franklin County's attorney, stuff like that. So they wanted us to kind of go over it, see if there's any changes, anything like that. This is going to start January 1st. Like I said, dispatching fees are $4,500, $29.27. So, we're going to have to find this money in the budget to dispatch. We talked with Gasconade County, and they're going to be just maybe a slight higher than this. So, we have to, I guess, make an agreement after, I told them, our city attorney's going to have to look at it.
Gasconade's gonna be a little bit higher.
We have a little bit of time before we make a decision on this. That's okay, December.
Steve, is this in one lump sum or is this monthly? It's in one lump sum?
What's that?
When we pay them the $4,500, that's one lump sum? It's not monthly?
I believe it's all 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Billing per month or billing per year?
A year. That's $4,500 a year.
Okay. All I know is that in the past, the city has entered into certain litigation and contractual agreement, and they weren't actually, the city's interest wasn't taken care of, so I would recommend that we do let the attorney review this before
Absolutely.
we say anything.
Right.
Because it looks like on other issues that the city's locked in until 2035 because somebody didn't review what they were supposed to be reviewing.
Now, what they told me about, this contract, I believe they're gonna do the same thing like what they're doing with the fire and EMS. They're almost giving us a 1 year out type thing. So if, say, we're unhappy after 6 months and we go, say, to Gaston County, Sullivan, whoever's gonna dispatch or whatever, and stuff, we have an out. And stuff, they're giving us that 1 year out.
Correct, but they're not, it would seem to me, and I may be all wet, but it would seem to me that they're not looking to negotiate with each individual township or community. They have put together an agreement for dispatching services, and it's in your face, here you are, take it or leave it. And like I say, if they were setting the price, I have no.
Yeah, how they got the figures, what they told me was our call volume. That's why we are so low and stuff compared to, say, New Haven. What saved us mostly is our department cell phone. That's where it saved us. Because we get I'd say 50, even probably more than 50% of our calls on our department cell phone. New Haven doesn't have that. They don't give out their cell phone number. We do, and that's what saved us. Most of our calls come in on our cell phone, we respond. So that's really what saved us. That's why we're so low on there compared to New Haven. So.
Is there any additional additional like documentation sheet where they kind of spelled out, like I see exactly what you're talking about on the back, Appendix A on this table, how there's different fees set for the different cities. Did like any documentation explaining how they, used cell phone usage or?
No, what they did was they looked in their CAD
Yeah.
and stuff, and they got most of their 911 calls and people that called in for the Gerald area, Gerald city limits.
Okay.
So that's where they got most of that. And if we would have, Gaston County wanted to know, when we talked to them, how much call volume do we have, even with the cell phone? And their prices was higher than Franklin County, So, right now, it seems like it's cheaper to go with Franklin County, because of the cost. It's better if it's free, but now they did say that, starting, say, 2018 and stuff, well, during the 2017 year, they're gonna be trying to do some type of campaigning and stuff for the 2018 and stuff about maybe getting some type of sales tax through the 911 to upgrade their system. If that passes, then, these prices may go down lower or just disappear. But, that's 2 years off, that's a long time, so.
Well, I doubt if they disappear, but they may go down.
Nothing in life is ever free.
Yeah.
The other thing I got is Brandon Wells, he's been here over his 90 days now and stuff. I'd like to see, he's doing very well. I'd like to see him go up, his raise go to $12.25, because he's been here over 90 days.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that Brandon gets $12.45.
25.
$12.25? What?
$12.25, yes.
$12.25, starting
Next pay period.
next pay period?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Do you have any?
The other thing is, the computer in my office, ever since, I forgot what it was, well over 6 months ago or whatever, when we got hit by lightning and it took everything out, my computer's just totally fried. It don't even come on anymore. Just kind of asking the board, about maybe going to replace that computer. Right now, I'm working on a small laptop. The screen's pretty small compared to the regular desktop. I ain't looking to spend, anything over $300. If I can get something that's $100 or $200, I just need the desktop. I don't need the monitor or keyboard, just something like that. And kind of throw that out to you, see what you guys think about it.
If you need it, you need it.
And that's within your budget.
That would be within your budget.
Budget.
So.
If you exceed the 500, you need to come back.
All right.
Does he need a motion?
The 500.
Yeah, it's his, he's got the money in his.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have. Thank you.
Do you have something for us, Jane?
Just a reminder that the fall cleanup and bulk trash is coming up. We have the ad to be put in the paper. They will run one day, Tuesday, October 4th, for the actual bulk trash pickup. They'll run 2 trucks and 4 guys, and we want to do the metal pickup on that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the week prior to that, down at the Legion Park. So anything that's not metal can be put over into that bulk trash. And then we have some CDs that are coming up for renewal in October. And we'll just need to decide what you guys want to do with those. They're listed on the sheet.
Do we,
We need a motion to publicize for the bulk trash pickup first.
I make a motion, we publicize.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? If you want to send that into the paper?
On those CDs, do we need any of
them
the,
For the water tower, so I mean, they have to be strictly for water tower.
Tower, so we don't need any, I would say just
We need
renew them.
motions on, to redo them, the term, and with which bank. You guys want to do, them? We can keep them at the same place, same term.
So
We
just
need a
roll them
motion.
over?
On United Bank of Union, is that the only CD we have down
Yes.
there? I wonder if it'd be beneficial if we move that one out to one of these banks, because, I mean, just so it's, they're all, because I mean, everything else we have is the Citizen Bank
Bank.
and First Bank, besides that one, and it's,
Well, I would say if they can be the interest rate on it, I would say,
I
Oh,
can,
yeah.
I can get prices and interest and terms.
yeah, why don't you do that, and if they are close,
I think to consolidate it was a wise idea.
do you?
We just recently got the signature card settled with Union, so let's pull that and bring it all out.
so do we need a motion to have you get interest rates and stuff for that, or?
Yeah.
No.
Not to get them, but once we get them.
Okay.
Okay,
What do you want to do with the other two?
I would say
One's
just,
for the bond revenue, one's for a water tower. Are you planning any water tower?
Not this year.
Okay.
So let's
Make a
just,
motion, we just roll them over.
yeah, I'd make a motion that we just roll them both over.
and I'll second both of those.
All in favor, aye?
Both with Citizens Bank 12-month terms roll over.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay?
Only other thing I have is Wednesday, September 21st, City of Gerald is hosting the East Central Division MML Luncheon. And we would like to have permission to close down City Hall from 10:30 to 1:30 in order to set up and host the luncheon for the district.
I make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
That's all I have.
Yeah.
On the bulk trash pickup, I don't know if it's possible, if we could maybe put this with their water bill and send it out. I don't know if it's possible. For some of the residents last time said that they didn't even know there was trash bulk.
It won't.
pickup.
Well, it'll still go out in the October bill. I'll ask Carmen if we can put that on the back of the water bill.
Bill here tonight?
No.
No, Bill. Under unfinished business, we have sewer connection updates. Yeah, we kind of
Yep,
updated
yeah.
on that already, so. And then Fidelity recordings, which I guess we're now pretty much just staying month to month. And see how that goes.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Have you, Steve?
No, have not.
Okay.
Next up, we talked about property insurance, and if somebody wants to make a motion, maybe just table that till next month and have a workshop to discuss.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we table the property insurance till next month, so we can have a workshop to discuss it all.
Madam Mayor, before we do that, I have no problem with the motion per se, but I'd like the individuals to come on board with what their ideas of what infrastructure we need to upgrade, what we don't. Another one of those pick and choose, because it doesn't look like we're going to be financially able to go to what suggested, or even if there's a need for it, but we need to be able to
Wouldn't it be a good
get more
idea,
defining.
maybe to have somebody from the park department here and somebody from the chamber here that night while we're talking about that? To see what,
That's an issue of itself, where we have been providing the insurance for these structures, and there's no remuneration from the park. There's no remuneration from other elements. So as the physical, I would just suggest that we do the line item, and we each have our own opinion on where we would like to see it.
But it'll be a workshop, so it'll be open anyway.
Right, but I don't want to waste a whole lot of time.
Oh, well, I
hashing
understand.
over it. If you come in and building such and such, you grade high, and I want to throw it out, just so that we're prepared is all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will second that motion.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Also under unfinished business, we have animal control. We have put in our 60-day termination with them.
Okay.
Fortunately, we had more animals go down this past month.
But now they have to accept that, right?
Because
Okay.
we're still within our 60 days.
Okay. No, I mean,
Oh.
at the end of our 60 days, animal control has to accept that, okay. And then we're out. Okay.
Do we have to have like an animal control policy in place of some sort?
So if the city wants to take it upon themselves to physically take possession of feral cats, for example, then we do have to follow state mandated procedures, but the city is not responsible for just going out and collecting all the feral cats in the city. So it's a decision that the city would make. I don't know if that answers your question,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like once you go so far, then you're going to trigger certain statutory requirements. But if you don't go that far in the first place, then there's nothing, right?
So that was all we had under unfinished business then for last month. New business, then we have our salaried employees, which will begin the beginning of next year. December. Jane's working on getting us a manual together if we want to discuss that at the workshop too, and
That'd be great.
to make sure that it's ready for December. If somebody wants to make a motion to table it.
I make a motion, is the word table, is that right, Jane?
Postpone.
Postpone.
Postpone. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Next up under new business, we have our cell tower lease. I know you've been in contact with some people. Jane, would you like to brief us on that?
We had a company reach out to us and requested a copy of the current lease that we have on the cell tower here in town. And they're going to review that, and if they think it would benefit them and the city both, they will send us back a proposal the city would still lease the cell tower to them, and then they would in turn pick up the lease of the subleases that currently have it. But at this point, I haven't heard anything back from them.
And lastly, under new business, we have our dangerous buildings ordinance update, which we've got tonight for review.
Right, yeah, tonight's just a
Yeah,
draft. It's pretty long, so I wanted the board to have an opportunity to review and come back and talk to me if you have any questions or concerns or thoughts. But, yeah, it'd be something that we can address in October.
So that's all for new business tonight. Alderman Justice, did you have something?
I do. I had someone tell me that apparently there's several kids, quite a few kids, on Main Street in the evenings, and it doesn't have anything to do with the Wi-Fi. It's just kids out there being ornery. You know, do we have a curfew time, first of all?
Yes.
Is it different? Is it like 9 o'clock or something, or?
Yeah, I believe it's around, for certain ages and stuff, it's 9 o'clock.
Okay,
And, they go up to 16, 17, I believe it's 10
okay.
on the weekends and stuff like that.
Okay, because apparently the parents aren't taking responsibility for their kids, and from what I hear, there was a lot of cussing and ranting and raving going on. I heard that you had said something to somebody.
Me?
Yeah, that you had talked to the police or someone.
There was about 6 or 8 kids, and when I went to the library last night at 7 for a meeting, they were all glommed up around the library door. They weren't using Wi-Fi. I don't think any of them got phones to use it. They're just 12-year-old boys trying to be tough. I don't think they've caused any trouble. Their language is atrocious, like most 12-year-old boys
Right.
who aren't by their parents. The library has no problem with them. When the police came down the street, I talked to Officer Eastwood, who was on last night, and, just said, can I keep an eye on them? Because the group started off as 3, and now there's about 8, and, their strength in numbers, they're gonna start daring each other to do something.
Well, and when you get that many young boys together, I mean-
When I was 12, the old ladies in town
Yeah.
complained about my friends, 12-year-old boys on
Yeah.
bikes. I mean, that's been a complaint, if you're not.
all our lives,
Yeah.
but it needs to be nipped. I mean, in the bud, we just really need to be careful. Because if there's people walking down the street, and we have a lot of walkers in our neighborhood, and they do go down Main Street, one of them might mouth off to one of them and not mean a thing about it, but if they're using really bad language and they have little people with them, parents do get upset. I just think that we need to maybe keep an eye on this. That's all I'm asking. Just keep an eye on it and break them up, make them go somewhere else, give them a football, put them in a field somewhere,
Is there any way, Linda, that you guys could turn that Wi-Fi off at a certain time?
Sure.
Uh,
But we're not going to. I mean, we can turn it off, we can turn off our routers.
That way maybe the kids stop gathering right
They
there?
weren't there for the Wi-Fi. None of them were using the Wi-Fi. And it was 7 o'clock at night. But there's ways to deal with it, and putting him in jail isn't a way. And one of them was really obnoxious. He sat on his bike in the middle of the street and made cars actually stop and honk at him before he moved. But, that happened, and they were there, and with the policemen come down the street for quite a while, and say, increase your patrols before we turn off Wi-Fi.
Well, and we have enough lots in town. They could get hand them a football, give them a couple of gloves and some baseballs and they can go play, but
3 of those boys that run the bikes last night, about a couple of weeks ago, came with push brooms before school started, like the day before, and push broomed the sidewalks on Main Street.
they did.
Without being asked, without being told.
That was very kind.
It was, and so I think if you offer them an
Yeah.
alternative, they'll be glad to take it.
I think so
They
too.
have no parents at home, their parents don't want them.
And they could, I know it's close to the highway, but this lot out here is perfect for ball. There's not too many kids that if they play down here is gonna hit it to the highway. Not yet, anyway, some of them.
Did you have something, Jason?
The only concern I had is when they're up there, because the night before, I was up there about 8:30, 9 o'clock at shop, and they're out there in the street, I'm just afraid they're gonna get hit, because there's some people that do not do the speed limit through down here on Main Street. They like to blur through there, and it just takes once. It only takes once, and that's it.
It does, I agree
Yeah.
that it's a problem, it's just a decades-old problem,
It
and
is.
you have to be very careful how you solve it, would create a bigger problem.
Or even by the post office, there's a lot there, they could, play some kind of sports in, soccer or anything, but I have a question now that you brought up. How come you won't turn the Wi-Fi off at night?
What would be the point?
Well, because I've gone through here going up, when I'd leave at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there'd be 2 or 3 people sitting there on the,
There are two women in particular who get off work at 11 or whatever.
oh,
And go and, use their phone, but we don't open until 10.
Oh, I
so
see.
Wi-Fi wouldn't be turned back on until.
till 10 in the morning, I
until
see.
10 in the morning.
I was just asking.
I just don't see a need. I think it provides a service that lots of people use, and most of them don't bother anybody. I've never had a complaint about anybody.
Oh, I'm not complaining about them, they were just sitting there.
It gets to be a problem when we're drawing that element, but these kids weren't using the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
They just hang there.
Well, and that's what I understood being said. I just thought, you just need to be aware that this is going on. That's all I have.
Alderman
No, I don't have anything.
Gergert?
The only thing I have to report is the P&Z didn't meet this past Tuesday due to not having a quorum. There's evidently a lot of sickness, and there was a couple work conflicts, so that portion of the board was unavailable. Got nothing for that. No meeting.
Okay. I just want to remind everybody that we do have our pigeons on Main Street this weekend on Saturday from 9 to 3 or 10 to 3? 9 to 3, to see everybody there. And then just also to remind all the aldermen that no matter if we're in here or somewhere else out for a meeting, that we're just making sure we're professional with our language and everything else. That's all I have to report. Do I ever make a motion to go into executive session?
I make a motion that we go into executive session under 610.0211 RSMO, which I probably said that all backwards.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Now that I look at it. Aye.
Alderman Hazy?
Aye.
Alderman Gerald?
Into regular session.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, all of them again.
All in favor?
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. There were no votes taken in executive session. Do I have, our next meeting is scheduled for October 13th.
No, that's my birthday. I want to come.
Yeah, you'll be here.
October 13th, 8th.
Do I have a second?
On what? I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Meeting is adjourned.